Welcome to the top 8. We're posting the full top 8 among the top 4 on YouTube. If you want me to keep on posting these videos, because it's a lot of work for Gia and my editor to edit this and then, do all the good stuff because they're very large, then make sure you support them by watching them. Watch all of them. Don't just watch one video and not the other. Watch the full tournament, and we're going to see how well this does and then keep on doing it. We used to do this a while ago, and it was a ton of work, so I was, giving them a break on not having to do it, but the demand, you kept on asking, you want it, you want it, you want it, so we're bringing it back. Full tournament VODs on YouTube, full top 16, then full top 8, top 4, and then the other highlights and other stuff. So thank you very much. Let's begin this duel. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
No disruption in sight, so with no disruption, we could speed on through this. Diva into Diva, special summon the Jet, Jet into the starter into the blue searching for red for a monster negate, and just like that, we also have a double cross. Double cross will steal a monster from the field or graveyard and put it to where a link monster is pointing to. We also got the red monster negate and the secret impermanence. The fusion deployment, revealing a Kaleido Heart to summon a Rhino Heart from the deck, activating to send a tier limit from the deck to the graveyard. Caddy is going to be triggered there to be adding a Penny. And the Penny, unfortunately, is not going to be able to make a Herald of Arc Light until after we successfully sent a monster from our deck to the graveyard, which the Herald of Arc Light will prevent from happening, as any monster sent from the hand or deck to the grave will be banished instead. Imperm onto the Kit Cal, that is a perfect negate. Now, the Herald of Arc Light's going to make it so the grass is not even worth activating. It could negate the grass because it is an Omni negate, but you don't want all your monsters banished. So the counter to Arc Light at 1000 defense is Battle Phase attack into it. But I did say earlier that the Masquerena counters that. We're going to Albaz on summon, banish a card because we discarded a monster. It is going to be negated by the Spright Red. Elf is going to reborn the Melfi Forest so that we could use it with the Spright Double Cross. Melfi Forest also has an additional effect of if another face-up, not that, it states that, okay, yeah, if a Melfi is returned to the, wait, we don't even have that effect. I guess it's just there for the double cross to suck up a monster. So we're gonna add the Alibur. We used up our normal summon and possibly attempting the battle phase here, so we're gonna make an Avermax. Untargetable, indestructible, and we cannot battle into the other monsters. We're banishing, oh my Jesus. 20 cards banished, banishing Mercurier, banishing Double Havness. Oh my, no, what the, okay. And don't forget the Duraswarm, barely snuck in at the end. Adding the Mercurier, this is because the effect of the Arclight, any monster sent to the grave is banished instead. Only from the hand or deck, that is. Adding back the Branded in White. We're gonna special summon the Cartesia because we control an Albaz. We're gonna use the Branded in White, which could help us make a Chimera. Chimera for non-targeting destruction. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of shocked that he did not negate it with the Herald of Arc Light, but the Arc Light could negate the Chimera if you don't chain link block. We're going to chain Cartesia. Cartesia is going to ensure that we're going to summon a Gangrenol, and the Gangrenol is going to chain link block the Chimera so it cannot be negated by the Arc Light. Yeah. So we're going to negate the Cartesia, but we're still going to have a Chimera. The red already negated. And even though the Chimera is going to be doing something, it's still not going to deal with the Avermax because the Avermax cannot be destroyed by card effects. Still going to draw 2 and pop 1. Oh, geez. Because you negated with Arc Light after the activation of the fusion, my cards are being sent to the graveyard. I'm now milling. Was that worth it? This Sharon would not be activating. This Scream would not be activating if we kept the Herald of Arc Light on the fields. Well, never mind. Scream would. Well, Scream wouldn't have been milled because the Scream would not have even been milled. Nor would the Sharon. Yeah, the Cartesia chain, what were we afraid of? Cartesia and it could have made a Lubellion into a Mirror Jade, to be honest. And what's insane here, besides talking about the Cartesia making Lubellion going into a Mirror Jade and Mirror Jade alongside your Chimera, also the Lubellion does chain link block the Chimera from being negated. We have a Perskenian now. Perskenian steal a extra deck monster from the opponent's graveyard. So now we do have the effect of monsters being sent to the graveyard from the hand or deck get banished instead. What are we doing here, though? Why are we battling? Well, we have the Arclight, which is going to negate. Your Arclight is going to negate the Avermax. What the? Damn. Ain't no way. Wouldn't it be better if Perskenian attacked? Perskenian would then deal 3,000 damage after destroying a monster by battle, but then I guess the, All right. It does have that additional effect of doing that. We're gonna special summon Fairy Tale Snow by banishing 7 from the graveyard, flipping down the Malfi Forest, big enough at 1850, just 50 attack bigger than the D of the red. We have a dead Celiac. We have just dead nothing. We have no disruption. What a great card to top deck with the opponent having no disruption whatsoever. Yep, nothing. This has been a wild duel. What a rip off the top of the deck. I can't even. What the heck is going on? Elf Reborn, a Masquerena because the opponent controls a monster. Otherwise, we would only be able to summon a level 2. Rhino Heart. We're going to chain the Elf. Not that they play another Avermax, but you can't summon Avermax with this field because the Masquerena must be from the extra deck to make an Avermax. Celiac negate the Elf. Dodge the negate. And if you don't negate, you don't send. Which you're okay with not sending because you don't have a Tearlament in your hand anyway. This is a goddess. Oh my goddess. Dodging the negates, Elf, summoning Elf. All right, sending Merly, activating Diffuse. This will be negating the fields of nothing. Well, it's a permanent negate on Celiac, right? It just negate monsters or just monsters. It does not negate the Celiac. Kaleido Heart is going to be able to target the Goddess. Goddess is unaffected unless it is targeted. So this works out well. Goodbye to the Kaleido Heart. Banished. If we mill a crime, we could add it back. I don't know if Branded Tier is playing crime, though. Probably not. We're back to no disruption. How are you going to top deck Starter? Top deck Beaver? Aren't you playing Diva also? What is going on? And then we're just going to casually Zeus? Oh, we can't. We can't because the snow's gonna flip you down before Zeusing. Number 2, I choose you. Yup. All right, Branded Tearlament versus Spright Melfi. No hand trap in sight. I talked about Super Poly being good against Spright, especially if you're playing the Cyburst Fusion. If you got room for it. This will be the Elf and the Masquerena. It is a blowout. So good. If you got the room. I did see a Japanese player playing it in their extra deck for their branded deck, so I tossed it in myself. And we got the Caddy, which could go into the Arclight. So we pretty much got 3 things going for us. The Masquerena Link, going into the Arclight. We're going to be discarding. We're going to be fusing with the Carrot and the Elf into a Garura. Garura into attack. Caddy is going to be making its play. Now we Maxian. Now someone might be thinking you could Maxi before the Super Poly, right? No, you cannot. If you have Toggle on and you're the turn player, you're the first person that could do the first thing in your own turn. We are going to Rhino Hearts, sending from the deck to the graveyard. But first, there's going to be an Arclight. Holy moly, did you get outplayed? Whatever you send now gets banished. Got him. Obnus gone. Masquerena with the Ronin Totem. Shokan into the Elf. Elf's going to reborn level 2 from the graveyard. Both our monsters are untargetable, but we could just go to the battle phase to punch the Arclight, which, that's what we're doing. Punch them both off the field. Goodbye to Elf and Arclight. The Celiac is activatable, but the Rhino Heart's not going to trigger, so we are just ready to negate anything. When do we negate, though? We have Branded in red, which could add the Tragedy to make big plays. We could go Chimera. Chimera pop in. Celiac sending the Garura to draw 1. You don't have to send the Rhino Heart. Negate Draw 1. Okay. Interesting. We're going to starter special summon the blue. Was negating better than doing a Chimera play? I feel like maybe we should have tried to Chimera instead. Chimera draw 2? I mean, we could have drawn into like a Max C, right? Drawn a Max C, Branded Loss also activating, thinning the deck down before you draw. Let's go, let's go. Very interesting duel here we have here. Ooh, that's a pretty good rip. Do we have anything good to summon off the Libitum? We don't. Did we just added it and didn't fuse? It's like, nope, we ain't fusing. Mary Melfi's Melfi Mary is gonna be able to on special summon target a face-up monster on the field and return it, but there's nothing face-up, so why did we do that? We are going to Unicorn on summon, discard, spin back the Tragedy, back in the deck, Gigantic Spright, summoning from the deck, Jet, 5,400 life. This is enough. Lethal damage, boost up the field, finish him. All right. I would look at his extra deck, but I don't, maybe I should. Sometimes I don't want to spoil their extra deck for other people to take notes. Grass looking green, mill 20 cards into the grave, activating Nagito. We are milling 10 cards and fusion summoning and chain link blocking it from an Ash. Let's go, let's go. And then we still get Max Seed. Got him. Come to me, Sulliek. We could literally just end on Kit Cal. I don't know if we play Crime. We could add Crime and then set it with our Sulliek. I think Branded Fusion into a Rinbrum is worth it. So Kit Cal, maybe search a Scream if we don't play a Crime, and then Branded Fusion into Rinbrum, then end. But I don't know if we're playing more than one Mercurier. Havness or Scream, that works, that works. Yep, there, okay, good, we have Kit. Kit could make it exactly what I said, perfect. And we have the Retribution to add back the Banishment. This is good, this is great. Negate an extra deck monster, negate a monster on the field, also trigger Mill 5, which will probably go into a fusion. We got Super Poly, we got Havness, we got Mercurier monster negate. I mean, like, did we even get Max Seed? This is nuts. We got Banishment, Reborn from the Graveyard. Swab Frog, I don't see how Tier could break this. There's no way. Special summoning. Ooh, that is a big fat goddess, which, yeah, they don't get to mill. They don't get to Sulliek. That's all gone. But you remember them adding Havness, right? Like I remember, you remember. If you can't chain link block this with something you sent to the graveyard, this is mandatory, right? Wait, it's optional. I guess it's like you play into this anyway, because what else can you do? What else can you do? Bro, you blocked yourself from Havness. It's unaffected. You're still negated. You don't return. So you blocked your Havness to negate what can't be negated. Oops. All right, you're now negated. All right, starter into blue. While there's still an opportunity to Havness. Hey, we're good. We're still good. We're still good. Alrighty. We milling. Did we mill anything? Ooh, Hav and Merly. We're activating both. We are not holding back. Our Sulliek is live again. Gid Shokanen into Rukalos. Rukalos can't negate the special summon of the Jet. It could negate an elf. It could negate a Gigantic Spright. It could negate a starter. We have Kaleido on summon, gonna spin a card, a spinning, get a spinning, spinning that goddess back into the extra. Can we just like goddess again? There's no clause that says you can only goddess once per turn, right? Just do it again. We are Spright Elfin. Elf, Reborn the red, negate and destroy the elf. Finally, we could use impermanence on a negated Rinbrum and already activated Rukalos. Let the record show. He maxed seed and still lost. But didn't he grass? Yeah, I mean, like, that's not fair, right? The grass and maxi are not equatable. All right, let's hop on the next duel. Martha Shokan into Castapel to be searching for a monster. And, right, we already used up our Martha. The Zoa could summon from the graveyard, so we keep that Martha for next turn follow-up. All right. Magnifica is not only going to be non-targeting banishment, but also... Ooh, this is interesting. So first, let me finish my thing about Magnifica. Magnifica is going to be non-target banishment and also could summon a Macalus for another banish. So essentially, she's a double banish. Now, because you're opening up a Serenir to banish from their graveyard, a Martha, we can activate packs to add a monster like Martha because Martha has Elise in her text, which means she'll special summon, which means your Serenir is now triggering an Exosister, and I could also chain vids, so you're not triggering just one Exosister, you're triggering 3. Is that what we're doing? No, we're not. Just one. Hey, there we go. Stella on the field. Stella says Elise, and now we're going to get Stella into Asophiel. Asophiel's a Dweller, turning off the graveyard from activating. No graveyard activation. Non-target banishment. Goodbye to the Tracer. The Magnifica. So how does this work? If you summon Macalus, they take Macalus. Can they now banish with Macalus? This states that the turn this is summoned. Where does it go? Okay, if you control this card that was Exceed summoned this turn, you can now banish a card your opponent controls. You're giving them that. Oh no. Don't do that. Oh boy. It's optional. You could detach and not do it? You could return it back in the extra deck and then optionally summon it. Oh, okay. I guess that works. Very good. And then, yeah, and then you detach the material so it can't use the first effect. This states that this card can make a second attack once per turn, quick effect detach. So here's the thing, though. They could not activate the once per turn because the card already activated the once per turn. Yeah. And could they activate the second effect, though? You return 1 Exceed to your own extra deck. How? You can't do that. That's like super illegal. I can't take your Exceed material... my Exceed material that's of your extra deck and put it into my extra deck. That does not work. Put it to your extra deck, though. I mean, this card, like, breaks a lot of rules. All right, Returnia, get banishing. Prevent Zeus, double material Zeus, so that is a good reason to detach that material. That does make sense, yes, very good. I just want to pause real quick because I was talking about the Magnifica. There's a ruling with Magnifica that you can't use its second effect twice in the same chain link. So let's read this real quick. There's no hard once per turn clause. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you could return and Exceed material attached to this, then special summon. So if they chain another card, you can't detach the second material. And it's some kind of ruling that states that if a card is trying to like move to another place, it can't do it twice in the same chain link. It's they compare it to Gamma, where Gamma can't then negate a new card in a chain link, the same Gamma, because they're trying to like go on the field. But then I was seeing the ruling discussion between judges, but then Fairy Tail Snow is like, what's up? I could activate 20 times in the same chain link. All right, let's go. We're going to summon Dark. Dark's going to summon a dark monster from the opponent's graveyard. If there even is one, there is none for Exosister. Shokanin into the triple burst with a Pisty. The TCG way to make a baby with the Pisty. I say the TCG way because Striker Dragon's limited to 1. They literally have to only be able to do it that way, pretty much. Borland Dragon cannot be targeted by monster effects. Indestructible by battle and card effects. Negate a monster, summon a rocket, can attack every monster the opponent controls. And very good not blocking the attack with the Vids here, because then we could attack with the Borland onto the newly summoned monsters. How do we deal with the Borland? Well, Magnifica counters it, and yeah, Magnifica. Just make Magnifica. Non-target banish. Mirror Jade's a good out to the Borland. Magnifica's a good out to the Borland. We're going to be banishing the Recharger from the graveyard to trigger the Martha, and chaining the Vids. Get Vids in, so we're going to have, I think, Gibrine boost up the field. This should be lethal. Cast Spell searching. We already used up our normal summon. Borland negating. If we have Borland negate, don't we just negate Magnifica and we're okay? Wait. Yo, ho, 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 ho. Cast Spell turns off the Borland from even being activatable. That's right. That's smart. Whether you did it by mistake or on purpose, probably on purpose, the Cast Spell makes it so you can't special summon from the graveyard, and Borland cannot negate unless it could attempt to summon the monster from the graveyard. So it would turn off the ability to negate Magnifica anyway. Okay. He tricked you into triggering both of his Exosisters. Oh my Jesus. Let's go. Well, all right, this duel is super over. There's no way you could win after this. 4 Exosister on the field. We're going to use the Gibrine to boost up the entire field. Magnifica is a double attack. Banishing the Borland off the field. Wow. Insanity. Spin back the Rocket Tracer. 4 attacks. Attack, double attack, attack. Finish him off. Surrendering on the final attack. Let's hop into game 2. Maxi draw phase to player on the Triple Tactics talent. Yup, can't TTT. Now, if you, in your mind, playing around TTT, you should then really be careful with the Veiler, yes? We're gonna banish the graveyard, some of the Magna Huts. Not gonna Veil. We're not Veiling. Play around TTT, don't then play into it. Shokan into the Heretic Seal. Oh, wow. Machine is in big trouble. We don't have any good disruption here. Now, we could actually Ball Drake before they Exceed to banish whatever they Exceed into. But now it's too late. Well, the Ball Drake could not quick effect banish until they control a monster, so the Bestial Ball Drake is just not good against Exosister. It's only quick effect if they control a monster, and by the time they control a monster, they trigger if you do the thing. Mikalis is gonna be banishing the Lubellion, which will trigger the Martha. As the seal spins back the Mikalis, we're now activating to summon a dragon for the deck, because the Martha is now going to be come forth and summoning. Can we Druid Swarm also? Shouldn't we Ball Drake and Druid Swarm in response to the Martha? Then whatever Martha summons, we banish it with the Ball Drake. It was an option. I'm not saying it was like the optimal play, the way. We got Gibrine for a negate anyway. And okay, we have that anyway with the Heretic Seal. Yeah, the Heretic Seal was doing exactly what I was saying, but the Gibrine's going to negate. Yep. There wasn't something better to summon from the deck and tribute, like a Safer. A Bootector launch could only summon different names, and we have 2 Tracer in the grave. Zorora summoning the Martha. Now, this is non-target summon, so you may be thinking, should we have chained the Druid Swarm onto the Martha before it's summoned for the graveyard? Well, then we could summon Elise. Callus already used its banishment effect, right? So we're just searching. Yes, we're searching since we already banished. We now have Magnifica. The problem with Magnifica banishing on the turn it's summoned is you then lose out on being able to banish on the opponent's turn and summon Mikalis. So that's why we didn't use the banishment. We just attacked. Double attack, pass. So now we do have the ability to non-target banish and jump into Madolche, which could target banish. Druid Swarm. Yeah, he didn't have Vids. Okay, banishing the Druid Swarm. Triple Tactics Talent. And yeah, this is the way. Detach a material. Don't summon. Didn't game one we talked about this? That like you did the thing game one. I guess this makes it so you can't Zeus because it's in defense now. You take control, they can't Zeus. But I could banish your Returnia. It's a take control, right? Yep, take control. Thank you. Manish. Let's go. So it's like, what were the options anyway? Right? Like you detach, you don't summon, but then Magnifica can attack, and that's damage. Summoning Madolche ensures that you don't take damage. This is the less damage route. So I do think this was on purpose because they do, for game one, they knew when to return to the extra deck and not summon, but we chose to summon in defense on purpose, even giving them a banish. Yeah. All right. Both plays prevent Zeus. By, you know, like, kind of prevent Zeus. It will be Zeus with one material. But Dragon Link doesn't play Zeus. They ain't Zeusing. Dragon Link, there's no Dragon Link playing Zeus. I will check right now. If there is anyone playing Zeus, I will ban them off the site personally. Holy crap, there's two dudes. There's 1,000 decks and there's two dudes playing Zeus. What are you doing? What is this? You're Zeusing. Nox and Cookie. Two Zeuses. All right, I'll let it pass. We got Striker. Where are the Pisty at? Did we already Pisty? Did I miss it? We're going to summon Chaos Ruler, banishing a light and dark. Yeah, Pisty's already been used up. We got access the codes, enter them in. Just like that, get boosted up, 8,000 damage, lethal. So the interaction between the Triple Tactics Talent and the Magnifica, it's different every time. Do you want them to be able to deal damage? Do you mind giving them the ability to banish, but then, yeah, they can't attack? Ashe, Martha. Always Martha. Yup. That is the way. Cross out Designate, negate the Ashe. Pax is bait. Everything else is bait. Madolche search is bait. Castabel search is bait. Negate Martha. Like a branded fusion. My son grew up. No longer eating glue and playing Nimron. Pax, grabbing Sophia. Sophia draw a card, and then you can Madolche banish a card from their graveyard to then trigger the Martha to make the Magnifica. So, you know, that's something you do kind of need to watch out a little bit for, is getting a card in your graveyard to make it so Madolche can make use out of the Martha. Very nice. Castapel will be searching for follow-up, right? Unless Elise special summon is not a bad idea. If you did not Elise special summon already. We could have Martha follow-up or just an extra Elise on the field, because we are playing against a deck that does touch the graveyard a lot. I think I would have Elised. We got Magnifica. And we have a really, this is just so good. A double banish with Magnifica, double banish with the Returnia. We got Vids, sending for the Lubellion with the Serenir. Searching for the Druid Swarm, and it's just like, holy moly, what are you gonna do? Ooh, Ashe on the Pax. But I do got Vids. Vids Navida from the deck, double Exosister, double Exceed off of your Bestial Banish. And this will be double trigger Exceed. We double exceeded. This is just not fair. There is a Sophia on the graveyard to stop at least the Sophia. Magnifica is going to banish the Druid Swarm and jump into Mikalis. So Mikalis could banish a card from the field or grave. We also have Returnia that could banish a card from the field or grave and non-target banish. So we have 3 banishes. 3 more banish. And then whatever we exceed into, it could be an Asphafield, which could turn off the ability to activate from the graveyard or cast a Spell, or Gabrine for a monster negate. We're going to turn off the graveyard. Now, Lubellion does not activate in the grave. It could just summon, but it needs a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon. Striker Dragon. We also have the Imperm. We still got triple banish. Triple banish. We could Mikalis banish. Couldn't we just go into Magnifica with the Returnia? Yeah, we could just... And then Magnifica is just not hard once per turn in any way. She's soft. She's so soft. How is she soft? That's crazy. Magnifica grabbing Vidis. Shokan into our Magnifica double attack 28, mate. Martha into Elise. Shokan into Gabrine. Double attack. Boost the attack by plus 800. Double 36. Not quite lethal, but with the Gabrine, it is lethal. So boosting it. So if you make Gabrine, then Gabrine make Magnifica. That is just 7,200 damage. You just need that little extra. Swordsoul versus Adamancipator. Maxi get called by the grave. Negate. We got the Ecclesia going to be going into, I would say, Mo Yi. Mo Yi, Grandmaster. We're going to really hope that we randomly draw into a Worm or Swordsoul so that we could emergence into our big play. Emerge into Protoss. But Protoss is not that good against Adamancipator. And you're going to get Nibiru, straight up. This is summon number 3. Longyon is summon number 4, 5 with the token. You're done. You're in big trouble. Get searching. The Nibiru rock is coming. Nothing could stop it. Emerge into the Protoss. Pot of D. Don't want to randomly banish the Protoss. I mean, Redden's like, oh, my hand is so good. I got Protoss, I got Longyon, I got, oh my Jesus, Nibiru. You can still summon the Protoss. Now, Nibiru is summoning, it's light and the token is light. We need to pop Earth. Oh, we didn't have if we had the Tenyi. The Tenyi could summon the Monk, and the Monk is Earth, the Protoss pops Earth, and then you win, right? But we couldn't do it. Could not do it. Needed Earth. Dark is not allowed to be summoned. I don't think they have any dark monsters. Dark? Anyone? Dark? No, can't Masquerena, I guess. Yep, can't Masquerena, and that's it. We're gonna Called by the Grave on to, is this a double Veil? What, Ash, then Veil. Okay, Ash the Analyzer, then Veil the Analyzer. No top 5 cards of the deck to summon a Rock Non-Tuner. Did a Nibiru bundle happen? Yeah, I think it finally happened, yeah. Nibiru is better now because Rukalos has dropped in popularity from, not Rukalos in tier itself, but tier overall being less played makes Nibiru better. And Heavenly Dragon Circle has a really good follow-up effect, searching for our Ashuna. Discarding the Shuna, summon itself, plus a token. Shokan into Baron to floor, Omni Negate, plus pop the Nibiru, mate. Burning for 1,200. Ashuna banished to summon a Vishuda in attack position from the deck. Shokan into Grandmaster. Draw a card, search for a card. This is it. It is over. Swordsoul is taking game 1 of the top 8. Finish him. Get popping full field, lethal damage. Let's take this to a game 2. All right. Adamancipate. We cannot stop that Max C. Did Max C just steal game 2? Is this the end? Unless we could put up a first turn kill board. Hey, according to Reddit, according to all of you even, that most good decks essentially have a first turn kill with what they put up in the first turn. So, even with the Maxi Challenge, you could just put up a crazy 20 negate board and just win. Apparently not. Gamma, negate the Angeli mate. You have to Veiler it before it jumps off the field. Oh, well, that's it for our turn. We got Super Poly, though. Can we Super Poly something? Ooh, this is like basic beatdown. We're gonna Lubellion, Magna Hut. I don't think with Veiler and Magna Hut we could really do something. Just beat them down. 2500, end phase search. Bestials in general, not so good. Interesting, well, not interesting. Baldrake could not chain to the Magna Hut because they need a monster on the field. Black Metal. We got a good starter for next turn. Alrighty. Vernislyth is going to be discarding itself plus another card to reborn an Earth monster from the graveyard, which will be our Angeli. We missed our opportunity to Veil again. We're going to instead Veil the Petting Sore, which I would say is better. This is a hard once per turn that they are always going to try to be going into to summon the pudding. So yes, good Veiler, better than Angeli. And we are now going to be reborning the Angeli, which is also hard once per turn, but we're going to rank 4, exceed into a Glass. Glass against Dragon Link. Spinning cards in the graveyard back of the deck. Is that really going to be too beneficial? I guess if they Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you maybe want to spin the card before they special summon from the grave. Noctovision being triggered off of the summon of the Striker Dragon. Come to me. Red Eyes Darkness Metal. We're gonna even be summoning it. It's like it's not like you could change shuffle to it activating. Yeah, so this is unfortunate. But the Baldrake is good, except when it's turning on the Triple Tactics talent. That's when it's not good. Can you believe that you don't have to verify your hand in the TCG when we activate an effect that says special summon a monster from the hand or grave, and you go, oh, well, I only wanted to summon the monster from the grave. Yeah, but you also have to do your hand. Yeah, I don't have any dragons in my hand. What? How do you not confirm? Noctovision could now draw a dragon, then you shuffle your hand. Now, if you play a dragon from your hand, it's like, hey, bro, you said you didn't have a dragon in your hand. Fair play, fair game. Branded Beast, come to me, Ravine. And I also think in Master Duel, it should show the hand. I mean, if that were to be the real life rule, which I guess it's just not, it does not show. Launching our Rocket Tracer onto the field. Super Polymerization, fusing with the Magna Hut in the Tracer to make a Garura. Alrighty. Erratic Seal. Get spinning, spin back, activate, Garura sent to the graveyard, draw one card, and we're gonna add a Maxi onto it. Glass, returning, Angeli, and Vernis back into the deck. Shokan into Chocolate. Chocolate has an additional effect if it has a pudding under it, which we don't. So no additional effect. Spin back on the deck, then make a Zeus. Zeus can wipe up this field. Goodbye to the beast. Goodbye. Ooh. You could end phase your Zeus. You have to toggle on, end your turn, then Zeus, wipe the field. But we did it in the main phase, which is where we could Veiler. Oh boy. Is that going to cost us the game? Super Poly set. Very good here. Super Poly should be putting in some work. You have the Boot Sector launch, reborning the Tracer from the graveyard, banishing with the Leveneer, activating to pop 2 cards on the field. And yeah, our Garura was all... Wait, didn't we return Garura back in the extra? Did we? We had an opportunity to return Garura back, I think. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. Let's hop on another game. Petting Sore, special summon into a Veiler. We do Vernis. I mean, what do we do here? We're kind of messed up. These Veilers, man. Boda, your 60-card deck is not supposed to have hand traps. Chill. Yeah, it's special summoning. Shokan. Zodiac. Zodiac. We Zodiac. We got dried it. Quick effect, get popping. And the Promenade will be able to target a Madolche card in the graveyard to negate a card in the field. We do have a Hoot Cake in the grave. Lubellion, discard, searching for the Magna Hut. Banishing the Veiler, Chain, Maxi, come to me. And we are now going to be activating to search during the end phase. We're going to be activating to banish Lubellion before it activates in the graveyard because it does not activate. It just summons. Dryden, get poppin'. Truestorm, get banishing, come forth, and triggering the effect of the Noctovision, come forth and summon. Into Romulus. Romulus would be searching for Ravine if we had one. Swarm is going to be sending the Dryden to the graveyard. Dryden's going to be popping the Romulus. You're also drawing with the Noctovision. Noctovision, getting in good work. You can't summon a Striker Dragon or a Pisty with Noctovision, but it's still good. You can make a Romulus, you can make the Triple Burst. We got Serenir to our hand. Ravine, get ready to send. Discarding Ash to probably send an Abso Router. So the reason why we're negating is because we don't want you to get access to a rocket. But I have quick launch. I already have access to a rocket. Serenir banishing the Noctovision. Tributing for Lubellion. Lubellion is here. Lubel. Quick launch. Launching the Tracer onto the field. Popping the field spell. Into a Borreload Savage Dragon. Wiping out the Baldrake. 2,500 to the face. Branded Beast, if there's a regain in the graveyard, we're grabbing it. If they summon a monster, we summon a Bestial. If a Light or Dark is banished, we draw a card. If they do anything we don't like, we're gonna pop them, as we're doing right now. Get popping. We didn't have a Bestial to summon? We did. Why didn't we regain summon Serenir? Why? Why not? Why not? Why we pass on that? What the heck? Why we miss lethal? Okay. All right. Let's go. We are Vernisolifin. Oh, Boda says I didn't summon a Bestial because I was scared of Super Poly. Fair. Fair. Victinium does play Super Poly. I don't know if it was in this duel, but the other duel, there was 2 Super Poly plays. And good job, Boda. Victinium. Top 8. Victinium, you said if you didn't top, you're going to bring War Crimes next week. This is considered topping. We good? You're playing Madolche again. This Donger, can I book a moon you? Because I want you face down.
Same.
Let's begin a fresh Game 1, best of 3, top 4. Hajime. All right, Lubel into the Magna Hut. We got Double Veiler and the Ash Blossom. When do we Ash? We don't. We Ash the Max. The called by negates the Ash. So if we could eat the called by with something else before they Max C, I mean, it's gonna get Max C, Ash, called by right now. The Long Yun is a draw 3 under Max C. So I don't think we're gonna even summon Long Yun. This right here is a draw 2 if we commit to a Synchro, which is already a bit too much. This is where you have to ask yourself, do we go for lethal? Do we try to make a lethal play? Do we go all in, all the way? Alrighty. So what would even be lethal? So we have the 2,800 plus 30 for the Baron to Floor, plus 1,200 for the Long Yun. We could deal 7,000 damage if we commit to a Baron to Floor. It's not enough. We need a Monk. If we would have opened up with Shatana, then we could have lethaled. Yeah, I counted the Long Yun burn. Still barely misses it. We are grabbing Serenir. We're going to be banished from the Great. Look at this full Bestial hand. What the heck is going on? Lubellion is here. We're ready with the Blackout to pop 2 cards in the fields. We're going to be using the Grand Mat. Oh, this turns off the Blackout. We can't black out if we don't have a monster to pop. And that's it. We're going to negate the Lubellion before we get sent to the graveyard with the Druid Swarm. Baldrake banishing. Shokan into the Romulus. Romulus getting negated, stopping him from searching for a Rocket Tracer. We do have Double Veiler, so we could be, you know, we could throw them out like candy a little bit. Serenir banishing the Veiler, come forth and Shokan. Now we're getting ready to make a baby. But with what? Romulus attempting to cheat by summoning a monster from the hand. We're going to make a triple burst dragon, which does not require level 4 or lower dragon. Really well done to be made with the Pisty because we're pointing to the same place. We're going to summon a banished or engraved dragon. Getting negated. Into battle phase we go. We could not get another monster on the field. We should probably try to make a Borland, right? Hieratic Seal instead of Borland. I guess it does. It could make sense because if you Borland negate, you're putting another body on the field. You know they have Blackout. Okay. All right. Vishuda. Spin back Vishuda. We're going to Hieratic Seal, special summon Absol Shathana is here, and now we are going to play right into the Blackouts, which we don't have to commit to yet. We can Vishuda just spin back the Baldrake and not even have to Blackout, which is even better. Add Hara, add back, we're scooping it up. We know that this is way too much for us to handle. Swordsoul defeating Dragon Link. All right, Seifert with the Ash. I guess, you know, holding on to Ash for the Striker Dragon's good, but if this eats Ash, we then Grass. But you're playing against a 60-card deck, so maybe you do wait for the Grass. I'm shocked. How do you not Ash a Grass? This dude toggled off and went to the bathroom. There's no freaking way. How? Are you just committed to saving it for a Max C only? No way. Well, if we know he's not going to use it, let's speed up. Masquerina is here, so what did we accomplish? We have negate anything on the field, spin anything on the field back to the hand, and we could link off into Unicorn to spin a card back into the deck. Ash, negate the search. When should you Ash against Swordsoul? Because, you know, we talk about when to Ash against other decks. It kind of, you just have to pretty much, I would say, Ash the first thing that's Ashable that's not a Mo-Yi draw 1. So, yeah, Ecclesia is better to Ash, but what if they don't have Ecclesia? Whatever they activate that's Ashable might be the last card that they have that's Ashable. Magna Hut activating, summoning from the graveyard with the regained. Erratic Seal, spinning back the token, activating the seal to special summon for the deck. We are now going to activate Circle, tribute as a cost, negate the card. That's a 2-for-1, that's gone. I mean, that's a -2, straight up -2. Or the Mo-Yi on summon, reveal. That's gonna be hitting us with the Max C. There's gonna be at least draw 2 if we commit to this Synchro Summon. 1 Max C versus 2 Max C. Shokanin, I think we'll just probably be ending on a Blackout here. Search for, well, if we go in on Protoss, right? We lock Dragon Link out of Summoning Dark. Don't we just win? Okay, well, just sure. We're gonna Pot of D, banish 10. Then, no, you know, we're not gonna full commit to it. Not doing it, not doing it. I feel like maybe committing to Protoss would have been good. He already used the, oh yeah, he already emergence, so he didn't even have that option. You do need to not have used this or have the Heavenly Dragon Circle. Ash, negate. Well, I'm gonna call by the grave, mate. You can't maxi me, and then I can't maxi you. Negate. Fingering the Ash, and then we are going to be resolving that maxi as the safer, I mean, what do you do as Dragon Link under maxi? You could try to OTK, but against Blackout and Veiler and Grandmaster Negate, probably not going to happen. Gee, I'm being attacked. Safer, going to link this off into the Striker Dragon, grabbing our Boot Sector launch, which we already have a Tracer to be summoning it with. So what are we holding the Veiler onto for? Ooh, Grass, milling a ton of cards here. Serenir sending the Lubellion. Banishing Striker for the red, Eyes Darkness Metal. We are not respecting the Max C. Veiler, negate. We know he's got Blackout. He did search it. So we're waiting for when Blackout's going to pop 2 cards on the field. Tributing for Lubellion. We could get Branded Beast to pop the Blackout or the monster, but the Branded Beast must already be in our graveyard. Probably it is. It is not. Which could have forced it out. I mean, you could actually, with priority, activate it before they could even activate the Blackout. We are special summoning our Assault Synchron, Shoconning into Baron de Fleur. 3,000 damage. 3K, 3K. Add back Lubellion. Lubellion could discard, search our deck for a Bestial. That's only 5,500 damage. Uh-oh. This is not... Why are you still cooking? What are you doing? Boda, chill. Why did you do that? Basically just surrendering. Yeah, that's a surrender. That's a surrender. Okay. Let's do it. Red, yeah. All right. Doesn't even want to see it. Oh, you got Vashuda? I'm out. Okay, well, Exosister is supposed to counter Tearlament, but this is Tearlament branded, a little bit different. The Super Poly fusing with 2 Exosisters on the field could be quite devastating. 2 Exosister Exceeds, that is. Let's go. This should be interesting. No disruption in sight. We are Castapellin, get searching, and we now have our Martha as the Zorora. Reborns the Elise from the graveyard as we search for a Zorora for next turn. We got Michaelis to search for Vids or Returnia. We got the Vids, and now we make it Magnifica for the double banish. Pax will be searching for Returnia. So Returnia's double banish, Magnifica's double banish, and Vids is going to make it so you can't move cards from either player's graveyard, and you're getting Max Seed. Great. Rhino Heart on summons, sending the Hovness activating. We could do a lot of things here. So this is interesting. We're going to be activating to Quick Effect Banish. Quick Effect Banish. Okay, we're banishing the Rhino Heart. And are we also going to Returnia? Or I should say also, are we Vidicin? This is all we're doing. Wow, like this is wild. Like, how do you know that he's not going to be able to make a fusion? How'd you know? How did you know he's going to have to use Albaz? Interesting. Wow. That's just wild. It's like the Albaz is gone, so the Lubellion can't do anything. It's just like, how did you know? How did you know? Vids and Returnia. Come forth and Shokan goodbye to one of the Super Polys. And goodbye to the second Super Poly. Oh, wow. If we held on to a Super Poly, we could have fused with them in the end phase. So what's interesting is if we fake set the white and a Super Poly, they banish the white. And then in the end phase, I guess we would not have a card to discard then. You could Super Poly with the Michaelis before it activates to banish a card, which would protect your other set card. In a fantasy scenario. Grab in Vids. We are going to non-target banish. We have double attack with the Magnifica. I mean, this is more than enough for lethal. 25, double 28, just that is enough, mates. And let's hop into game number 2. Grass is green, getting negated by the Ash. Maxi is a card that's very good against Exosister, despite it being a, what I would consider to be a control deck. Super Poly waiting to on your summon of 2 Exosister Exceeds, but one of them is going to be Michaelis. So if you open up with Michaelis first, you could just banish the Super Poly before committing into the Super Poly. Ooh, Martha into this. Do you Super Poly this? I mean, you might as well. You got a Super Poly right now. Into our Garura, and now we got double Vids. Vids is not going to be too good unless it's in response to them trying to move a card from the graveyard. Like that. Chain Vids. Chain Max C, which is draw 1, draw 2, draw 3. If we activate both of our Exosisters, are we willing to do that? How many are we activating? 1 or 2? We're going for the draw 3. Double Exosister Exceed. Astrofield will turn off the graveyard from activating. Irene is making Mikalis. This will be a targeting banish from the field or graveyard. So essentially we're under Dweller right now. All right, opening, discarding the Libitum for our Alubur. Alubur, come to me, Branded Fusion. Whatever we send to the graveyard will not be able to activate. Snow, no good. But the Lubellion could have summoned from the grave if we sent Lubellion. Mikalis banishing the Albaz. That's a good banish. This is why a lot of people go into Lubellion, because Lubellion does not get countered by Call by the Grave, DD Crow, or the Bestials. But despite that, we're still able to make a pretty good Exceed with the Dragostapelia. All field wipe. 3K to the face. We had lethal? Or no, not lethal. Wait, why didn't we didn't normal summon? Did we not have fuse with Rhinoheart? We just like had a normal summon, right? Did not summon Rhino? Vidis, summon from the deck. Dragostapelia turn one of them into a level 1. Elise, special summon, get Shokan. Oh yeah, graveyard locked, thank you. I forgot about that for 2 seconds. Snow, banishing 7 cards, come forth and Shokan. We are going to banish it. You could chain Snow again, but we don't have enough cards to banish. Okay, all right. We are now going to be activating to get searching for our Returnia. Big enough to take out the Garura, activated to draw 1. Screaming Rhino is not looking good for Exosister. Spun back in the deck because we weren't able to use it due to the Dragostapelia. It's time to get Screaming. Rhinoheart and Scream. Mill 3 plus send a Tearlaments. We do have we have Returnia. So Returnia could target the Hovness. But there's also a Sharon. We can't stop both. So we're just gonna not use the Returnia and we're gonna wait. Kit Cow. Okay, yep, going right into the Rukal, which our Returnia could banish. Retribution, adding back the Branded Fusion. Get Branded Fusioning, Fusion Summoning, sending the Mercurier and the Albaz for our Rinbrum. We Brum in, Returnia, banishing the Rukalos. Wow. How is that allowed? I guess you could chain to the Returnia and perform an Exceed, even though like you can't, dude, I'm definitely not exceeding. I promise I'm not exceeding. Well, you could. And you actually could if you chained to Vidis. You could. You could. Unbelievable. Scream, sent to the graveyard, adding the Sulliek. Wipe it out. Lethal damage. Wow. Rikalos, negate Returnia. I think I've had the Tearlament Exosister match happen probably over 100 times, and for some reason I haven't seen that happen. Evenly matched, but we are going first. Now, did not open up Martha. So you may be thinking, what do you do here? Do you Ash this? I think you still wait for the Martha. If they already have Martha in the hand, you negate this, you're in big trouble. So wait for them to search Martha, which they may not even have, and then even if they already have it, yeah, it's risky, because if we already had Martha, I think we get blown out. Who disagrees with that? I think Ash on Martha is just, that is the way. Alrighty. We got Alubur, Imperm on Alubur. I do agree with that. If they already have Branded Fusion, then they're going to grab a card like Branded Red, which will counter your Impermanence. Now, the reason why I wouldn't agree with it is if He does grab Brandon Red. He chains Brandon Red's here in permanence onto their Lubellion or Albion. You then chain your Vids to summon 2 Exosister, which now gets triggered by the effect of the Brandon Red. But there's a way where Lubellion does not trigger your Exosisters, but Albion definitely would. So that's where I would disagree with imperming the Aluber. Here's the Albion. Albion probably banishing the Aluber and the Albaz to make a Lubellion. Well, now we could change our mind. We could just not banish from the grave. I don't care, I'm doing it anyway. All right, Lubellion. That's gonna trigger double Exosister. This is interesting. Double Exosister trigger. You moved a card from the graveyard. We're summoning. Get Shokanen into the Asso field, which will activate to turn off the grave. Mikalis, which will be a targeting banish. Banishing from the field or grave. Making our Mirror Jade. Ooh, we are going to be milling with the Kelbeck. Kelbeck get milling, mill 5 for both players. So if you discard a card like Kelbeck, so let's think about this. How did Kelbeck get to the graveyard? Kelbeck was discarded by the Lubellion. If you already had a Mikalis on the field, you could chain Mikalis, banish the Kelbeck before it activates, and it will not mill 5. Banishing off the Lubellion. Wait, we didn't mill well? What was our mill? What the mill? Kelbeck, Merly. All right. Mirror Jade, non-target monster banish, getting rid of the Castapel before it activates to search for a Martha, which we're just gonna search for the card we drew off the top of our deck anyway. Martha special summon into Elise. Graveyard turned off. Kelbeck activated, bro. What are you talking about? Literally, right? I mean, I just, yeah, it did activate, but he didn't have a Mikalis anyway. I'm just giving an example though. All right. Shokan into Mikalis. Still playing KEKW? Well, it's not over. Of course we're still playing. It ain't over. This ain't lethal. There's still a chance. There's a very good chance. Is there? Albaz summon, activate, discard. You get banish, you lose. Returnia banish. This is like a quadra banish. Oh yeah, now it's over. Now definitely, yeah, I agree. Why is he still playing? What? Chain, Cartesia. This is going to be non-target banish. So whatever you summon's not going to even activate. It's just going to get banished right away. It's going to hit the field. Well, fuse with the... Okay, Ad Libitum's going to activate to resummon the Mirror Jade. That works. Where's Mirror Jade? Did we have a Mirror... Did Mirror Jade get shuffled back or something? What the heck? Where's my mirror? Off the field, Ad Libitum, resummoning the Aluber. Aluber, activate to grab our Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion, sending Albaz and Albion to make a Bride Grant. If you know what this card does, shame on you. You shouldn't know what it does on the field because it's not good. This could not be destroyed by battle. And they can't target your other monsters with card effects. There you go. Now you know. And now you're worse. Returnia going to banish the Albion before it activates, and also banish the Albion, the Bride Grant that is, double banish, and the Mikalis performing the 4th banish. We had Magnifica, Returnia, and the Mikalis quadra banish just from Magnifica and Returnia. Come to me, Martha. Special, we don't have an Elise in the deck to special summon Martha. Oh boy, that's a problem. Banish from the graveyard with the effect of our Call by the Grave to trigger the Martha to Shokan into another Mikalis. Mikalis banishing the Aluber. Lethal damage. Just like that, get ready for the grand finale, which if you're watching on YouTube, it's going to be in a separate video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. Watch the top 16 if you haven't. Top 8, top 4 together. Give any suggestions on how you would like this to be presented on YouTube. Let me know. We're working on it. We're trying to make it worth it for us and worth it for you. Thank you. Let's go to the grand finale.